perimeter shots.
All right, the Knicks and the 76ers concluding their pregame warm-ups, and we'll be back with the opening tip right after these messages. The New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers getting set to meet for the second time this season. Last year, the Knicks took 5 out of 6 from the 76ers. They had the 3-0 advantage in New York, and they took 2 out of 3 here in Philadelphia. And for the Knicks, it's the start of a 4-game road stand. They move on Friday night to face the Warriors at Golden State. And then Saturday night, the Clippers in L.A. Monday night, they'll be at Utah before returning home next Wednesday to go against the Washington Bullets. And we're set for the introduction of the lineup, so let's join with the public address.
John, 6'3", number 13, Mark Jackson. Also in the backcourt is 7th season from Tennessee, Chattanooga, 6'6", number 21, Gerald Wilkins. The center in his 7th season from Georgetown, 7 feet, number 33, Patrick Ewing. At 1 forward in his 7th season from Wichita State at 6'8", number 32, Xavier McDaniel. At the other forward is 7th season from Virginia Union, 6'9", number 34, Charles Oakley. The Knicks coached by Pat Riley, his assistants Dick Harder, Paul Silos, and Jeff Van Gundy. The trainers are Mike Saunders and Tim Walsh. Gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Philadelphia 76ers. At 1 guard, in his 6th season from Duke at 6'2", number 12, Johnny Dawkins. Also in the backcourt, his 4th season from Bradley, 6'3", number 33, the Hawk, Percy Hawkins. The center in his 3rd season from North Carolina State, 6'11", number 14, Charles Shackelford. At 1 forward in his 5th season from Nevada, Las Vegas, 6'9", number 35, the Hammer, Armin Gilliam. And at the other forward, in his 8th season from Auburn at 6'6", number 32, the captain, Charles Barkley. 76ers are coached by Jim Lynam. His assistant is Fred Carter. Buzz Brayman's the shooting coach. The team trainer is Tony Harris. The officials for tonight's game, number 22, Mr. Paul Mahalik. Number 31, Mr. Terry Durham. Number 54, Mr.
So dramatic new introductions here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And as we touched on earlier, this has certainly been an erratic season for the Sixers, what with all the injuries, all the trade speculation. Earlier, I talked with Hersey Hawkins and asked about the distractions that Philadelphia has faced.
It's been tough, I mean, because, you know, you come to practice and you wonder, okay, what's going to be new today? Is we going to hear about somebody trade or somebody's going to come up with another injury? And, you know, it's tough to stay focused all the time. But I think, you know, guys have done as good a job as they possibly can at, you know, just going out and trying to work hard and work through all the problems. And, you know, hopefully now we can take advantage of it with the home games we play.
And the 76ers have 7 of their next 8 games at home, and they would certainly like to take advantage. They have won the last 2, but both victories coming over the Washington Bullets. The last game Monday beat the Bullets here at the Spectrum, 99-91. The officials, Paul Mahalik, Terry Durham, and Woody Mayfield, Charles Shackelford, and Patrick Ewing on the opening tip. And the 76ers control. The southpaw, Johnny Dawkins, played by Mark Jackson. Hawkins guarded by Wilkins. And Shackelford around McDaniel. Rebound Gilliam. So the Sixers with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, box him out underneath the left side.
Now Oakley sets the pick. And Wilkins with the open shot. And Oakley able to get to it. The New York Knicks away from the Garden have won 8, lost 10. They have dropped 3 of the last 4 on the road. And the Sixers 11-7 here at the Spectrum. Here's Oakley. And he's tied the game at 2. No hesitation on the outside shot by Charles Oakley.
Hesitation by the Sixers defense. Gilliam giving Charles that shot, so he should take it.
And Hawkins was held by Wilkins.
Yeah, that time on the perimeter, Hawkins has really improved his ball handling. Always a lethal perimeter shooter, but now can create as well.
Sixers and the Knicks are tied at 2. We're just underway. The matchup is Barkley guarded by Oakley, and the foul is called.
And this is something that has plagued the Knicks in their slump. Imprudent fouls. That time, that one by Charles Oakley should give Barkley the perimeter shot.
And the foul calls led to the public criticism. Nice move by Gilliam. Pat Riley had some strong words. Hawkins off the steal. And yesterday it was announced that Pat was fined $2,500. Barkley. But I think if he was able to spark the club, because they certainly came out aggressively against Indiana on Monday at the Garden, $2,500 was certainly worth it. Sixers with a 6-2 lead. Xavier McDaniel cuts it to 6-4.
Yeah, that time Barkley giving X-Man the perimeter shot. He drilled it.
Pat Riley opening with a matchup of Gilliam, played by Ewing. McDaniel getting inside. And he's starting out with Oakley on Barkley. Shackelford is guarding McDaniel. And it's Gilliam guarding Ewing. Nice head fake. Oakley with the save. It will be Nick Ball.
Yeah, Charles this time collapsing into the table paid a price. So Charles always very active on the offensive boards. The Knicks have really improved their offensive rebounding, giving them second opportunities. Now they have it underneath the left side.
By Ewing off a double team. Here's Jackson. And the game is tied at 6.
Yeah, good continuity by the Knicks on the offense. Ewing giving up the pass, Jackson creating inside.
That will not count.
Yeah, flagrant foul by Barkley. He faked up, but Oakley would not go for it, so he's charged with pushing off, so the Knicks will bring it up from the backcourt.
3 minutes gone by, and the Knicks and the Sixers are tied at 6. Jackson played by Dawkins. And again, Oakley pops. Here comes Barkley. Sixers on the break. And it was Barkley all the way. What acceleration to give the Sixers an 8-6 lead. McDaniel from downtown. And again, Philadelphia on the run. Barkley trying to go glass. And converted by Hawkins.
Yeah, the Knicks very lethargic in transition. Previous play, Matador defense allow Barkley with the stuff, so now an easy layup as well.
Sixers 10, and the Knicks 6. McDaniel. Oakley able to get to it, and he was pushed by Dawkins, so the foul is called.
Yeah, good move by the X-Man. He got inside uncontested, so Charles Oakley again giving him a second opportunity. There you see Dawkins with the fouls.
We apologize for the lack of the score being shown. Having some difficulties with our graphics. And again, a reach-in foul.
Yeah, this one on Shaq. That time they were looking to double-team Ewing. Riley exhorting his troops.
Charles Shackelford has been a major disappointment for the Philadelphia 76ers. That's a traveling violation.
Yeah, that time good D by Shackelford, denying the X-Man, so they will bring it up from the backcourt. You're right, Marv. He received a rousing booze when he was introduced.
Yes, Shackelford sat out on Monday against the Bullets with an injured knee, but he just has not been able to do a thing. Here's Gilliam. And McDaniel gets to it. Charles Shackelford played 2 years for the Nets, then went to Europe where he averaged 21 points per game. A scoop air ball served up by Wilkins.
Yeah, no intimidation, but Shackelford, they're calling him Sports Illustrated. That time Shaq active off the right side, Marv, because he only shows up once a week, they say.
Right. Someone had suggested changing the nickname to Gentleman's Quarterly, though. Timeout is called with the Sixers leading the Knicks by the score of 12-6.
Gillette presents Censor.
Please use good sense when you drink. Know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser. Now watch this move by Charles Barkley as he goes the distance.
Yeah, this is what makes him exceptional, is agility, ability, and hostility as well.
Charles Barkley these days has been coming to the arena some 45 minutes before tip-off. Loose ball foul called on the 76ers. Terry Durham with the call that was not appreciated. Gilliam called for the foul. Barkley just doesn't want to deal with all the extracurricular activity if he's at the arena in the dressing room too early, so he takes the fine every game for showing up late. Ewing. Patrick Ewing cuts it to a 12-8 Sixer lead. What's your reaction to that, Clyde?
Yeah, I think that's absurd because he should be at practice, and that's one of the problems that they're having, his distractions.
In effect, it's a bad message to his teammates. Gilliam with a strong move. Sixers with a 14-8 lead.
Yeah, indeed, they're fed up with his shenanigans, and that's why most of them aren't sure if he should be traded, but they don't care at this point.
Well, Philadelphia owner Harold Katz says Wilkins is not able to hit, and Barkley gets to it. Harold Katz was quoted as saying he will not be traded. Now, I'm not sure if that means, oh, what a move by Barkley. Then he coughed it up. First he went behind the back, then he kicked it out of bounds.
See, in that case, Barkley should have given the ball up, but he was trying to bring it up. He lost it. Good hands by Jackson, deflecting it away.
He is such a great talent, but the problem is accepting everything else that is on his agenda. Wilkins. And now Barkley leads a 3-on-2. Hawkins gives the Sixers a 16-8 lead.
Yeah, the difference has been their transition. The Knicks transition blues now hurting them.
Wilkins for 3. And the Knicks shooting has been way off. Wilkins 0 for 5 from the field. 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Shackelford. McDaniel shooting.
Yeah, Knicks had numerous opportunities. That time a good shot by X-Man. It just won't go.
And the Knicks are 4 for 15 from the field.
Yeah, they've become a basket case. Need to get the ball into Ewing on the low post.
They double up on Wilkins. Jackson challenging Shackelford. And back come the Sixers on the run. Gilliam. And Philadelphia with an 18-8 lead as we come up on 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Gilliam has 8 points, a 12-2 run by the Sixers.
Yeah, most of the damage in transition.
Wilkins to the reverse, and the Knicks are down 18-10. Hawkins bothered by Jackson, who steals. Oh, what a play by Mark Jackson, but it will be Sixer ball.
Yeah, excellent effort, and his weight loss has really propelled him, folks. He has the agility now on the defense. He has improved his quickness. His hand's superb as well. Previously, we saw him deflect the ball away, but the Sixers have it in the front court.
Oh, nice lead pass from Barkley. Hawkins was fouled. He'll go to the line. Are you surprised that a player is able to improve, come so far defensively? It's very unusual to see that. You mentioned Mark Jackson and how he came back following the summer months and has just changed his game around, particularly at the defensive end.
Yeah, well, that's one part of it, Mark, but the other part, defense is just wanting to do it and working hard, and he's made the sacrifice.
Percy Hawkins, one of the better foul shooters in the NBA, at 87%. He's averaging 20 points per game. Second leading scorer on the 76ers behind Barkley.
Having an off year, though, from the field, only 44%, normally a 46% shooter from the field.
Now, that may not sound like much, but it is. Sixers 20. And the Knicks 10. John Starks and Anthony Mason have come on for the first time. McDaniel one-on-one against Gilliam and lost it. No, it was deflected out by Gilliam.
The Knicks very lethargic, stagnant on the offense, and when you play this way, you're very easy to defense. The Sixers just zoning up, in essence, denying them penetration.
Here's Jackson for McDaniel. Just did beat the 24-second buzzer. The Knicks are trailing now 20-12. Hawkins gives it up. Gilliam wide open. The lead for Ewing broken up. But Mason is right there. And the Knicks now trail 20-14.
Mason, the most consistent Knick these days. That time he's scoring more as well on the offensive end.
And he comes off a good performance against Indiana on Monday. Starks guarding Hawkins. That time Hersey forced it up, but able to recover.
Yeah, the Knick guard should remain around the free throw line to get the deep rebound.
And Jim Lynam has called for a timeout with 2:34 to go in the first.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we know traveling.
Rulin, who just checked in. Jeff Rulin, an amazing story in making his way back into the NBA some 6 seasons after a painful left knee forced him to retire from basketball. Made his first start on Monday against the Washington Bullets. Rick Anthony has come on for the first time. So Anthony and Starks at the guards with Mason, McDaniel, and Ewing up front. And the matchup is now Ewing and Rulin.
Yeah, the Knicks not looking to exploit it.
Starks for 3. Yes. John Starks. So they call it a 2-pointer. And the Sixers now lead 20-16. And the Knicks have reeled off the last 6 points over the last minute and a half.
Yeah, both teams sputtering on the offense. The Sixers have been able to get most of their damage in transition.
There's Ron Anderson, who just came on. Kept alive by Hawkins. Ewing, foul, it counts. Oh, what a second effort by Percy Hawkins, who had to extend himself after he took the shot from Ewing.
Yeah, you saw the dejection on Ewing's face because in this situation, the guard should be there to get the loose rebound. So Patrick gets a foul trying to deny Hawkins. He will shoot one. Superb move by the Hawk. Gyrating, vibrating off the glass.
Is that what he did?
Oh, yeah. But the Knick guard should remain around the free throw line. They're releasing. Hawk makes his free throw as well.
Good first quarter for Hersey Hawkins, 9 points. And he's hauled down 4 rebounds, 3 off the offensive board. Sixers lead 23-16. 16, a minute 25 to go in the first. Off balance shot by Ewing. And here comes Dawkins. Dawkins and Hawkins in the backcourt. Rulon is up front with Anderson and Barkley. Dawkins gets it out to Anderson. Rather Hawkins. And he hits the three.
So Hawkins doing the damage now, drilling and thrilling, creating havoc on the offense with his rebounding as well.
Starks at the three-point attempt. Nice move by Ewing. And the Knicks trail 26. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Rulon showing rust on that play, did not block out Ewing.
Well, Jeff Rulon, as we mentioned earlier, 6'11", 275 plus, and bothered by some stiffness in his lower back. Barkley again. Sixers by 10. 25 seconds to go in the first. And they will jump it up.
Yeah, and this is what you do not want on the road. You want to come out playing with pizzazz and cohesion on the offense. The Knicks now sputtering, misfiring. The Sixers doing a nice job of vexing them on the defense.
Rulon and Starks on the jump.
Starks might win the tap.
Not a good toss. And the 76ers in possession. They'll hold for a final shot. 10-point lead for the 76ers.
1-4 offense now, so they would look to get Dawkins to penetrate. If not, he will look to dish it off.
Barkley with the fake on Mason. And that is the end of the first quarter. After one here at the Spectrum, the Philadelphia 76ers lead the New York Knicks 28-18.
It's the most exciting McCain celebration
for 557, which will tie him for 12th on the all-time NBA list. Time with Al Attles. 557 and counting for Pat Riley.
Yeah, he looks concerned about this one tonight. So far, the Knicks have been very inoffensive. Their defense has not given them transition.
Shot only 9 for 23 in the first quarter, 39%. Philly after the hot start, 12 for 25 from the floor in the first. Ewing was blocked. Well, one time, New York Knicks, Greg Grant has come on. Jeff Rulon called for the foul.
Ewing utilizing his quickness that time against Rulon before the double team could come. So a good move by Patrick. He will shoot two. There you see Grant, the Lilliputian.
Oh, very nice. 5'7", 140-pounder out of Trenton State. Played earlier this season with Charlotte. Originally signed with the Phoenix Suns, was a second-round draft pick, and last year a member of the New York Knicks. We mentioned all the injury problems suffered by the 76ers, and they are light in the backcourt. The only natural guards are Hawkins, Dawkins, and Grant, but people like Anderson and Kenny Payne can go at the big guard position. Kiki Vandeweghe has come on for the first time, and it's Vandeweghe guarding Anderson. Anderson shooting. Ewing with the rebound. Knicks were out-rebounded 15-11 in the first quarter. Ewing lost it.
Yeah, inadvertently trying to draw the foul. Sixers looking to exploit Kiki on the defense.
Now Barkley going against Mason, and they isolate. Ewing over to help. Anderson for three. Anderson on the follow. And the Sixers lead it 30-20.
Kiki, the culprit, again, he released rather than coming back to retrieve the rebound.
Ron Anderson, when he's going well, ideal at providing instant offense off the bench. Grant got it down, and Barkley whips by Mason. And a pushing foul is called.
Oh, I didn't see that foul. I thought Barkley missed it cleanly.
Mason, his first the Knicks first team.
So Mason that time on the left side just gave Barkley the aisle down the left side off the glass. I didn't think he created a foul. Watch it closely here. Barkley's going in. Well, he was covered. We couldn't see, so Charles will shoot two. And this man at 6'6", 250 pounds, his agility sets him apart from the rest.
And he is actually not, I think he's closer to 6'4", 6'4 and a half, which makes it even more amazing that he is so effective off the boards.
Astounding that in 1987 he led the league in rebounding at, say, let's give him 6'5".
All right, 6'5".
Cut it in half, right. Extraordinary.
Shortest man since one-time New York Knick Harry Gallatin to lead the NBA in rebounding. Philadelphia by 11. It's their biggest lead of the game. Here's Vandeweghe. Yes. And Pat Riley was saying that Kiki will start to see more game time action. 22 points against the Cavaliers on Saturday. His best performance of the season, but only 15 minutes against Indiana on Monday. Barkley to the fadeaway, and he's hit again by Mason.
Poor defense by the Knicks now, especially Mason. You cannot allow a player to post up 16 feet away. And a guy like Barkley, you must look to double team. So that time, no one came over to help out. Riley perplexed. Barkley continues to bedevil the Knicks inside.
Charles Barkley, only 69% though from the line this season. He's been off in that department.
And for him, that's pathetic because as often as he goes to the line, he's a career 73% shooter from the free throw line. He's an advocate of hard work. He needs to improve his free throw shooting.
8 points for Barkley. Sixers lead by 10. Here's Mason. Oh, what a move by Anthony Mason.
Yeah, redeeming himself for the two hoops by Barkley. That time showing dexterity off the left side.
8-point 76er lead with just over 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Marv Albert with Walt Clyde Frazier from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Here's Hawkins. Barkley with the save. Good play by Anthony, tapping to Mason. Starks is fouled. Do you realize the last time that we worked together, a war broke out? There was a game at the Garden last January, the Knicks against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that was the night the Persian Gulf War erupted. I don't think we'll see anything along those dramatic lines tonight.
Well, before I worked with you tonight, Marv, I checked out the world focus. Yes. It was clear, right? Starks makes his first attempt. Starks off his sabbatical now, playing with more confidence, driving inside.
Little sabbatical for John. Huh? He's had some shooting problems. Came on strong in the fourth quarter the other day. Turnover, and Anthony able to get back to it, feeding Vandeweghe from downtown. Starks able to rip off the boards.
The Knicks team aroused now. They're penetrating inside.
Marvin Gilliam is back on the floor. Arrest now for Charles Barkley. Anderson. And the Sixers off the mark. Starts with the save, but Rulon on the intercept finds Hawkins. Sixers lead 34-26.
Yeah, that time the folly of John Starks. Should not have tried to retrieve the ball. If you throw it in underneath your hoop. So excellent play by the Sixers.
Percy Hawkins, the high man, with 14. Philadelphia with an 8-point lead, 3.5 gone by in the second.
Both teams a calamity on the offensive end.
Starks off the weave, gets it back. There's Anthony. Yes. Anthony with a beautiful spin in the face of Greg Grant. Sixers 34, the Knicks 28. Gilliam did not like the hand check of Mason. Wheels in and hits, switching hands in midair.
Yeah, he's dexterous. That time baffling Mason. Mason Mason's also dexterous, so he's got a guy that's giving him some of his own medicine.
Will that word work in Scrabble, Clyde? I don't know. I think they challenged that one. Mason with a strong move, and the Sixers lead by 6. Anthony Mason has hit 3 out of 3 for 6 points. Anderson off the head fake with the step in the pocket. Oh, he beat Vandaway with a nice baseline move. Philadelphia leads by 8.
That's Kike's nemesis defense. That's why we haven't seen him much this season.
Mason. And that is being waved off. Offensive interference. It will not count.
Charles Oakley over the cylinder. But I like what Mason is doing now. He's looking to score. Has been tentative about shooting the ball, but now being more confident in the Knicks offense.
Kenny Payne has checked in for the first time. 3-year man out of Louisville. Percy Hawkins sitting down. Charles Shackelford returns. Sixers with the ball. They lead by 8. Grant stopped by Anthony. Gilliam lost it. Anthony putting the speed on. Anderson with interesting moves and able to hold on.
Yeah, this is a good game for the Follies. I'm sure we'll see it on Inside Stuff.
Sixers call timeout.
Timeout taken by the Sixers. They lead by 8.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so, new jobs.
Show us a demonstration of his ball handling ability as he swoops to the hoop. Poor defense by the Sixers. No one denied him. Yeah, Mason 6'6", Gilliam 6'9". He's ambidextrous this time, perplexing Mason. Mason went to his left, to his right. He came up with the left-handed scoop.
Philadelphia 76ers have led by as many as 11. They now lead 38 to 36.5 remaining in the first half. Sixers have led all the way.
Yeah, both teams struggling from continuity. Good steal by Stark.
And Starks able to accelerate for the stop. What a move by John Starks. Trims the lead to 6. Shackelford. Shackelford on the follow.
Second opportunities again, hurting the Knicks inside. So their defense now sparking them, giving them some easy transition.
Sixers lead at 40-32. Starks. And last touch by the Knicks.
That play indicative of the Knicks' performance thus far. The X-Man and the Oak-Man standing there, and they both knocked it out of bounds.
Johnny Dawkins returns, and Greg Grant sits down, so Dawkins will run the club. He has Kenny Payne at a big guard position, being guarded by John Starks. Anderson, Shackelford, and Gilliam are up front. Charles Barkley getting a rest.
They're looking to exploit this mismatch. Again, Gilliam drills the jumper, previously manipulating inside.
12 points for Armin Gilliam. He's hit 6 of 9 from the field. Knicks are down by 10. McDaniel. And this is Payne for Dawkins. Anderson open. 76ers have their biggest lead of the game. 44-32. And Pat Riley wants to talk it over. 20 seconds. Timeout has been called. So the Sixers with 6 unanswered and with just under 5 minutes to go in this first half, the 76ers lead the Knicks 44-32. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication or rebroadcast or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event without the express written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated is prohibited.
There you see the dreadful shooting by the Knicks, only 41%. And when you're struggling on the offense, your defense suffers as well. They've been atrocious on the defensive end as well.
And the Knicks facing a 76er squad that has been hit by injury. They have only 11 players on the roster. They're keeping one roster spot open. They expect that Jason Williams, who's been on the injured list, will be able to return by Saturday. Starks with a strong move. It's the Knicks now trailing by 10. Williams out with a broken hand. He says that he smacked the hand on the head of Cliff Levingston of the Chicago Bulls. The other version is that it occurred during that altercation at a nightclub. And Gilliam able to get inside. So again, it's the Sixers by 12.
The Knicks very little interior defense. Ewing not asserting himself.
Gilliam 7 for 10. He has 14 points. Daniels pass deflected. Shot clock is at 5. Nice look by Anthony. Starks is fouled. Sixers wanted the clean rejection.
Starks, the only Knick with a knack, has been driving and thriving, looting as well. And this time, watch him penetrate along the baseline. Nice pass by Anthony to see Starks underneath the baseline. So he will shoot 2.
Mark Jackson is back, replacing Greg Anthony. And John Starks to the foul line. John Starks came on strong against the Pacers in the fourth quarter on Monday at the Garden. 13 of his 21 points in the fourth quarter, but he had his difficulties at the foul line. Only 8 for 13, and he's usually a good free throw shooter.
As you extol his virtues, he misses. Starks, coming out of anonymity, has realized that teams are now looking to deny him, so he's having trouble.
76ers by 11. Here's Payne. Gilliam getting inside. Armin Gilliam just killing the Knicks. McDaniel, yes, and it counts. Hit by Barkley.
Good dishing that time by the Knicks in transition. So Starks, the X-Man underneath the left side. Barkley with the nudge. No question about it. So X will shoot 1 as well. But the Knicks' problem is on the defensive end. The Sixers unabated inside.
3-point play for the X-Man. He now has 7, and it's the 76ers 48. The Knicks 38. 3.5 remaining in this first half. Barkley again guarded by Oakley. And once again they isolate. Goes to the fadeaway pop. Sixers lead at 50 to 38.
Charles into his repertoire. That's not his favorite thing, shooting from the perimeter, but drilling that one.
10 points for Barkley, hitting 4 for 7. Ewing again drawing the double team. Wilkins, who just checked back in. Ewing given the shot. Shot clock at 3. Jackson from downtown. Whoa! It's a 3-on-2. Shackelford. And the Knicks look to take advantage on the transition. Sixers got back. Loose ball foul against the 76ers.
Yeah, nice pass by Oakley. He's very adroit with the inbound pass. There's the lineman. He's upset. Jackson getting penetration in the lane, so he will shoot 2.
Foul called on Shackelford. It puts Philly over the foul limit. Timeout has been called. 2.5 to go. First half. Boy in the paint stats examining the frontline scoring, showing the 76ers have pounded the Knicks, outscoring them 38 to 23. And one of the reasons, Clyde, this man, Armin Gilliam.
Yeah, uncontested layups by Gilliam as well as Shaq inside. Ewing must step up. Thus far, he's comatose. There you see Gilliam, 6'9", 245, out of UNLV.
Armin spending some time prior to the game catching up on Nevada-Las Vegas tales from Greg Anthony.
Gerald has been erratic or dramatic, so he needs to get more consistency into his game as well as the X-Man.
Only 3 points for Gerald Wilkins. He's hit 1 of 6 from the field. That's been it. And the Knicks are down by 13 with 2:20 to go in this first half. Very quiet first half for Patrick Ewing. As you mentioned, he must step up. We talked about that matchup at the start. That will not count. But Ewing with only 6 points and 2 rebounds. He has been matched by Shackelford.
And they've been able to double team him. It's amazing how the Sixers can isolate Barkley one-on-one, but the Knicks have been unable to do that with Patrick Ewing.
Foul called on Mason, his third. Jackson fell down, and Dawkins able to take advantage. So the 76ers have their biggest lead of the night, a margin of 15 in what has been a very poor first half for the Knicks. Mason. And the 76ers now lead 54-41. Mason has 8 points. He's hit 4 out of 4.
Knicks defense needs to tighten up to get some turnovers.
Barkley for 3. Well, Charles Barkley, only a 26% shooter from downtown, extends to a 16-point 76er lead.
When you're playing well, it's contagious. All the Sixers have it.
And it gets worse and worse for the Knicks here in the first half. Nice lead, and Hawkins was not able to connect on the reverse.
That time Ewing vexing him on the glass, so Mason is like an extra guard in the Knicks lineup. He can bring the ball up as well.
Mason battling for position against Gillingham, puts on the spin, and last touch by Rulin.
Yeah, now Barkley creating havoc, helping out previously against Ewing, this time against Mason. So the Knicks have it underneath the left side.
Down to 45 seconds to go in the first half. Sixers have led all the way, and this is the second meeting of the season between these two clubs. Knicks winning in New York back in November. A pretty move by Ewing, and you would think that he could do that all night against Rulin.
Yeah, at that time, Rulin did not get a double team help. Ewing spinning and winning off the glass.
Sixers by 14, and they will hold for a final shot.
Yeah, Dawkins looking to get penetration. If he's denied once he gets inside, he will kick it.
And he gets it to Barkley from downtown. He serves up the air ball. Final seconds of the half. Wilkins checking the clock. Saw Mason. And the Sixers now lead by 12 with 4 seconds to go in the half. Rulin fires one down. Oh, nice move, and Wilkins with a hard foul. That was strictly inadvertent. And Hawkins will go to the line with 3 seconds. Well, they call it a flagrant.
But watch Charles Barkley. He screens out Oakley. A nice dish. Gerald trailing. I don't know about that. It was an aggressive foul, but flagrant. I don't think any malice was intended. So Hawk shooting the technical. This man played well in Peoria, Mark. Averaged 36 points a game in college to lead the nation. Then was the Sixers' first-round draft choice.
Percy Hawkins, 87% free throw shooter. So he gets the 2 plus the Sixers then will have possession with 3 seconds remaining. Wilkins called for the flagrant foul.
Yeah, the Knicks, if not for bad luck, they wouldn't have any luck in the first half.
And the lob is off the mark. Last touch by Oakley. 2 6/10 seconds remaining in the half, and Sixers now take a 20-second timeout to talk it over. So Jim Lynam will map out a final second play. Here's another look at that flagrant foul called on Gerald Wilkins.
Well, that play was from behind, but I thought Gerald was trying to legitimately reject the shot. Got some body contact, and not think that's why Riley has been upset with the officiating. It's not how many fouls they call, but when they call them. That time, very crucial free throw shooting by the Sixers.
All right, coming up at halftime, Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk, and we'll take a look at some of the halftime highlights. It's been all Philly in this first half. At the lob in, but Barkley not able to hit. And that's the end. Now Barkley hits, but seconds after the horn that ended the second quarter. At the half, here at the Spectrum, the 76ers in front of the Knicks by the score of 58-45. We'll be back right after these messages. Philadelphia 76ers in front of the New York Knicks by the score of 58-45 as we get set for the start of play. In the third quarter, Sixers shooting 52% from the field as they hit on 25 of 48. The Knicks only 19 for 43 for 44%, and the 76ers have the edge off the boards.
Yep, the Knicks have to get an offensive focus. They must figure out a way to isolate Ewing one-on-one. The few times they've tried, Barkley has been coming over creating havoc for Patrick. They've moved it around the perimeter, but they've been misfiring thus far.
And a call to the bench brought to you by New York Telephone, reminding you the New York Telephone regional calling area is bigger than you think. And the Knicks bench, as it turned out in the first half, has outscored the Knicks starting unit 23 points on 10 for 17, as opposed to the poor shooting by the Knicks starters.
Yeah, they must get X-Man involved as well. So the Knicks, I'm sure, talked it over at halftime. Now they'll look to isolate people one-on-one.
And it is Nick Ball as we get underway in the third quarter. Wilkins threw the foul. Gerald Wilkins had his difficulties in the first half, only 1 for 6 from the field. Hawkins called for the foul.
Yeah, that time Hawk was double teaming Ewing, so Gerald saw an opening down the right side. He took it. So Gerald shooting 2. Gerald added 15 pounds this season. There you can see those muscles bulging. He makes his first attempt.
I'm trying to think back to your situation. Did your weight fluctuate much from season to season?
No, I was pretty constant. But we didn't have all the opportunities that these guys have, Mark. I mean, they have a shrink to talk to when they're not scoring well. A nutritionist, a dietitian. I mean, they have everything going for them.
Well, let's see. How would a team psychologist have fared with the New York Knicks of the early 70s? There would have been some interesting test cases, I would think.
Phil Jackson, Bill Bradley.
Yes.
Willis Reed.
Yeah, Bill would have accepted it well, I'm sure. 24-second buzzer going off. Bad pass. Picked off by Barkley. Barkley drawing the foul, so he will go to the line.
And Charles Oakley, no reason to make that foul. He had good help behind him. Barkley taking an ill-advised shot. Charles pushed him on the way, so Barkley shooting 2.
Charles Barkley 5 for 10 from the field, 13 points, 7 rebounds.
Second on the team in assists, second in looting, first in shooting with 23 per game.
Charles Barkley, the focus of much attention this season with the release of his autobiography called Outrageous. The only man in the history of book publishing who claimed that he was misquoted in his autobiography.
Well, when you talk as much as Charles, it's not easy to misquote.
He's trying to pull back on statements that were made, and he made a host of strong comments. The foul called on Shackelford. The one that in particular that annoyed his teammates, Charles coming out and saying that the Sixers are a lazy team.
Whoa, that's a low blow. There you see Charles. Well, he said his grandmother always told him to speak his mind, and he has not disappointed her.
Yes. Jeff Ruland is back. Charles Shackelford will sit down after picking up his 4th foul.
The Knicks continue their lethargy on the offense.
Nice play by Jackson, setting up Oakley, and the 76ers lead at 60 to 48.
They need more penetration. That time a good move by Jackson.
Well, following some of the strong statements made by Barkley, some of his teammates struck back, and you got the idea that we're fed up with some of the things that were said. Here's Ruland beating Ewing, but he stepped out of bounds. The basket does not count. Now, some of the 76er teammates then started to take shots at Charles. For example, they pointed out that he holds the ball for too long when he tries to set up, particularly for some of those long-range jump shots.
Right, so that's telling him that he's not perfect. He has his faults as well.
All right, here's Jackson. That's a criticism that many, including yourself, heard. I can recall people saying that you held the ball at times for too long a period, but you were looking to create. It was a little bit different. You were not necessarily looking for your own shot in that instance.
Right. Case in point, you see Charles there just meandering on the perimeter. Knicks with the steal.
And the foul called on Dawkins.
The Knicks now a cohesive and coherent team on the offense, doing a better job on the defense. Mark Jackson, the catalyst, so he's been able to get penetration.
Non-shooting foul. Knicks will put it in play. Pat Riley opening up with Ewing, McDaniel, Oakley. In the front court, Wilkins and Jackson at the guards. Ewing with the double team tried to find Oakley. Barkley, it counts, and Charles will go to the line.
Charles ubiquitous on the play. He created the turnover. Ewing looked inside too late. Oakley was open for a second. Watch Barkley. He deflects it. And this is the splendor of this man, folks. Watch him get out in transition. Also able to take the body contact and off the glass. So Charles shooting one.
Sixers lead it by the score of 62 to 50. The Knicks covered at 23 and 14, tied for first with Boston. McDaniel wide open. And Barkley nearly had another three-point opportunity, so he will go to the line.
Charles creating mayhem now when he gets the ball in transition. But every time you see him come down, watch and see that the ball is in his right hand. So when a man is creating like that, try to force him to his weakness. And I think his left hand would be his weakness, and he will not devastate the Knicks as often.
Foul on McDaniel, his first 18 points for Barkley.
Yeah, this is why he's such a lethal weapon. He does it all in transition. The perennial all-star for the Sixers.
Sixers lead it 64-50. Barkley with all 6 of Philadelphia's points here in the third. Ewing. Patrick Ewing cuts it to a 12-point 76er lead. Ewing has 10.
And as you wondered, Marv, why can't they do it all the time? That time so easy along the baseline for Ewing.
Barkley putting moves on McDaniel. And he's able to power in, so he has 21. He's taken over here in the third. The Sixers lead by 14.
Charles, an advocate of intimidation in his style of play, now muscling the Knicks around.
Here's Jackson. Sixers lead 66-54. Charles Barkley with all the Sixers points. 8 points here in the third. 4 minutes gone by.
Charles believes if you hound and pound a player and he doesn't have heart, he will show attrition down the stretch. That time a good move by Jackson creating the turnover, so he hurries into the front court. See the Sixers just stand around because the Knicks are trying to penetrate with the dribble.
Good hands by Hawkins. Here's Barkley, and he's fouled.
That was a quick whistle. The X-Man trying to deny Charles. Watch this, folks. They need to move the ball with the pass rather than the dribble. The Sixers standing around, so watch Charles into his act again. So he's at the line to shoot 2. Driving and thriving is Charles Barkley.
And Barkley not only has all 8 76er points here in the third, but he has scored 11 of the last 12 Philadelphia points going back to the second quarter.
Charles on the all-interview team in the NBA. I don't blame Charles for his shenanigans. I blame the system. I think the owners create these monsters, and then they try to get rid of them. In Charles' case, he won't go away.
You're talking about his controversial statements?
Right. Just being so outspoken on everything.
I think no matter what the system, though, we'd hear from Charles.
Well, he likes money. They take it out of his pocket. I think he'd shut up a little bit.
All right, Wilkins. And the Sixers lead at 68-56. Be tough, though, to fine him for, I think, some of the statements. And don't you think the Players Association would step in and make a strong case?
No, I think they're concerned about Charles now because he's always in altercations off the court.
Well, that's another story. Oh, nice move by Gilliam. And Jackson's shot went short.
Excellent D by the Sixers.
And Jackson with the step. Yes, and it counts. Mark Jackson will go to the line.
Jackson energized. He's been able to get penetration. Watch the nice pass by Gerald. Jeff Rulin, the culprit this time, giving up the baseline. So Mark will shoot 1 as well.
Foul on Rulin, his second timeout called by the 76ers. Look at the Payne-Weber leaderboard, and Charles Barkley with 8 rebounds this evening, passed by Wilt Chamberlain and moved to the number 4 slot on the all-time Philadelphia and Syracuse franchise record. Syracuse Nats preceding the Philadelphia 76ers, the Syracuse Nationals moving to Philly. McDaniel, he's been off. 76ers lead 70-58. 6.5 to go in the third quarter.
That time good passing by the Knicks. They've regained their continuity. Must get the balls in the hoop, though.
Hawkins and Dawkins in the backcourt. Ruland at center, and Gilliam and Barkley up front. Armand Gilliam did not like the hand checking of Charles Oakley. Off the steal. It's a 2-on-1. Jackson whipping in and foul by Gilliam.
Yeah, that time the Knicks D creating a turnover, which has been absent in this game. Ewing doing a nice job. Riley saying, yeah, that's what I taught them. Watch the double team along the sideline. Ewing with the good hands. Gerald get the ball in the middle as always to create havoc. Jackson off the right side. So deja vu for Mark.
And Gilliam called for the foul, his second.
The Knicks woeful from the line collectively. Jackson makes his first attempt. I think they are 71%. So out of 27 teams, they're 26. Jackson amongst the leaders in dishing with 8 per game.
Do you believe anything can be done to improve free throw shooting?
Oh yeah, practice.
I mean, aside from the obvious, that's it.
Yeah. Remember Elo? Jackson with the steal.
Sure, Craig Elo, who did improve his free throw shooting. Nice move by Jackson. And they're showing some signs as they cut the lead down to 8.
Yeah, many times your defense can be your best offense. That's the scenario now for the Knicks.
Mark Jackson with 6 consecutive points. We're down to 5.5 remaining in the third. Barkley with the spin.
Barkley, the nasty stuff along the baseline.
25 points for Barkley. 12 of his 25 here in the third quarter. 10-point Sixer lead. Wilkins, and he was held by Hawkins. Charles Shackelford returning. He's playing with 4 personals. He replaces Jeff Ruhlin.
Watch the tenacity and audacity of Barkley going up over Ewing with the sweet stuff. Ewing should have been there sooner to deny his penetration. Barkley smiling. He has every reason to. He's outstanding this quarter.
Charles Barkley has taken over the third quarter. Sixers have led by as many as 16. It is now a 9-point lead. Nixon out 11 for 16 from the foul line.
Jackson has been the impetus on the defense, so he's just playing deft hands.
Time Barkley's path cut off by the gang. Trying to draw the foul. Able to get to the rebound and was walloped. So Barkley will go to the line.
Charles Barkley showing his majesty. Excellent defense by the X-Man to deny him, but he forgot to box him off the glass. So watch this. Superb D by X. Now box him out. He doesn't. Charles comes in and retrieves the rebound. He's fouled. So Charles shooting 2.
Foul committed by Ewing. That was his first. 26 points for Barkley.
Charles credits Moses Malone for giving him his work ethic. When he was drafted by the Sixers, Malone was here as well as Dr. J. So Malone, of course, one of the hardest working men in the game in his heyday. So he'll be proud of Charles tonight.
Sixers 73 and the Knicks 63 with 4.5 remaining in the third quarter. Shot clock at 5. McDaniel wide open. Missed assignment on the part of the 76ers. 9 points for McDaniel. He's been quiet, but that Sixer lead is now down to 8.
Well, the Knicks defense needs to perk up.
Oh, Shackelford. So he will go to the foul line. Oakley called for the foul.
Yeah, their ineptitude astounding now. Nothing there. Watch, there's nothing there. Ewing and Gerald leaving Shaq all alone. So Oakley has to commit the foul, coming over to help out. The Knicks comatose on the D.
Shackelford, 22 for 29 from the line this season. So he has rarely gone to the foul line. Charles Shackelford in his third NBA season out of North Carolina State. Second-round pick of the Nets back in '88. He has actually improved his free throw shooting. A very poor foul shooter in his college days and his first couple of years in the NBA.
Yeah, we spoke about Elo. He shooting 73%, a career 69%, because Lenny Wilkins requires them to shoot 50 free throws after practice.
And Jackson was pushed.
Yeah, Hawkins charged with the foul. Well, Dawkins, they were double teaming Jackson on the right side. So Mark will get 2.
Yes, the Sixers over the foul limit. Jackson a 70% free throw shooter.
Providing the Knicks with much needed vigor on the offensive end, creating and devastating inside. So the Knick woes continue from the line. Action Jackson, New York native out of St. John's. Former Rookie of the Year, All-Star, makes his second attempt.
And the Sixers with an 8-point lead with just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Away from the ball, the foul is called on Oakley.
And a lot of bizarre calls, quick whistles whenever Barkley gets the ball. I don't think he needs help. He's good enough without it. So Knicks over the limit. Charles shooting 2.
That's 3 fouls on Oakley.
Charles Oakley's reputation has preceded him. He's known for hounding and pounding But now he's astounded by the calls of the officials.
And Oakley sending Barkley to the line. Barkley spending quite a bit of time at that foul line. He's now 10 for 14. Here's Anthony Mason replacing Charles Oakley. 26 points for Barkley.
One game this season had 20 attempts from the line to lead the NBA.
Sixers lead at 76. 66. They've led all the way, and they've led by as many as 16.
Yeah, but the Knicks are only down by 10 as fully as they played. They're in striking distance.
Here's Ewing. And Patrick Ewing has been way off. Only 3 rebounds for Ewing to this point.
The Knicks have a penchant for playing on the road, waiting until they get behind the last 5 minutes before they show some pizzazz.
Knicks have lost 3 of the last 4 on the road. They have won 8 and lost 10 away from the Garden. Here's Barkley. Dangler with the outlet for Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful play by Dawkins, although Jackson is able to recapture it. And a traveling violation is called. Let's see. One official made the call at center court. And another call made away from the ball, and they're conferring.
Yeah, but splendid defensive play by Dawkins that time. The Knicks had the numbers, Jackson orchestrating. So he dished it off for Mason. Dawkins coming up with it, threw it in bounds. Jackson didn't seem to me that he traveled.
Paul Mahalik, who was underneath the basket, indicated a travel. Terry Durham with another call, and apparently the Knicks are inbounding. No explanation.
I think that's the right decision to give it to the Knicks. They had it.
And last touch by Shackelford. Timeout is called by the Knicks with 2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining. In the third, Sixers by 10. The trip in Salt Lake City against the Utah Jazz and return to Madison Square Garden next Wednesday to face the Washington Bullets. And the Knicks turn it over. They are trailing 76-66 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, shooting much better, but ill-advised passes. That one from Mason. The defense is tough, and now they're up on their men denying penetration.
Shackelford. Ewing with the rebound. Once again, the poor free throw shooting by the Knicks is hurt. Only 5 for 9 from the line here in the third quarter. McDaniel, yes. And the Knicks are down by only 8. Boston Celtics playing Orlando tonight, third quarter. Celtics 65 and Orlando 61 coming into tonight. The Knicks and the Celtics in a virtual tie for the lead in the Atlantic. Dawkins, and the Sixers lead by 10.
Yeah, Dawkins has an uncanny jumper. Goes counterclockwise.
Only his second field goal has 4 points. Wilkins with the spin. Called for the offensive foul. Put a move on Hawkins and was pushing out.
Yeah, good D by Hawkins. That's what you should do along the baseline. Utilize the baseline as an extra man.
That's number 4 on Wilkins. He will sit down. McDaniel departs. Here's John Starks back on the floor along with Anthony Mason. Mason with a good first half. Mason led the Knicks with 10 points on 5 out of 6 in 14 minutes of playing time. Kiki Vandeweghe is also back. Vandeweghe guarding Ron Anderson. Now Jackson switches off. Anderson! Oh! That's a three-pointer for Anderson. Sixers lead 81-68. Ewing with the fake. Yes. Patrick Ewing with 12 points. Just under 1 minute to go in the third, and the 76ers lead 81-70.
Now the Knicks able to get Ewing isolated one-on-one on the left side, low post.
Anderson again from downtown. And away, hit by Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson did not play high school basketball when he was growing up in Chicago. Only played during his college career at Fresno State. That time an ill-advised foul against Vandeweghe. So Kiki's shooting 2.
And Ron Anderson, a late bloomer, second-round pick of Cleveland, 84 on to Indiana. Stolen by the 76ers for the draft rights to one Everett Stevens, who is not in the NBA these days.
He's not even a trivial question in the NBA. So Kiki regaining his touch from the free throw line, now 80%, a career 86% shooter.
How about this score? Third quarter, Miami leading Washington 94-68 in the third.
Oh, Ewing and Vandeweghe going for the rebound. Ewing knocked it out, so the Sixers have it.
30 seconds remaining in the third, and the Knicks trailing by 9 points. Now Mason guarding Barkley. Charles checking with the bench.
Yeah, Ewing should be the guy double teaming, not now. They're in the 1-4, so looking for penetration and the dish.
Shot clock at 10. Dawkins, nice pull-up by Johnny Dawkins. Sixers 83, Knicks 72. Down to 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Mason going all the way. Shackelford foul as he came down with the rebound.
So that time, poor defense by the Sixers, allowing Mason to wheel and deal inside. But on the other hand, the Knicks come up with the foul, so Shaq shooting 2.
Foul called on Mason.
The Knicks have had opportunities, but just misfiring from inside as well as from the perimeter.
Shackelford is 1 for 2 from the line.
Another thing that's imperative in free throw shooting, Mark, being able to shoot under pressure, which is something you can't teach in the gym during practice or shooting 50 free throws.
And the inbound stolen. Anderson for Barkley. A costly turnover from the Knicks point of view.
A splendid defense by the Sixers, and they hear it from the crowd.
And Barkley with 30 points, 17 of the 30 here in the third. You see Anderson for Barkley, and that's how the third quarter concludes. It's the 76ers leading the Knicks 86-72. Fourth quarter is underway. Barkley from deep. That's a three-point attempt. And Mason rips the rebound down. Greg Anthony is back. Fires ahead of the field to Patrick Ewing. And the 76ers now lead 86-74. Greg Grant back on the floor. Grant and Hawkins at the guards. Barkley, Shackelford, and Anderson up front. Here's Anderson wide open. The Sixers now lead 88-74. Anderson off the bench for 11 points.
Yeah, he's a quintessential six-man, prodigious off the bench.
John Starks, Greg Anthony in the backcourt. Anthony Mason, Kiki Vandeweghe, and Patrick Ewing are up front.
Yeah, Ewing shows vim and vigor on his transition group.
And Vandeweghe with 6 points. So the Sixers now lead by 12. They've led by as many as 16, and they have led right throughout. Charles Barkley took over matters in the third quarter. 17 of his 30. There's Anderson again. 17 of his 30 coming in the third.
The Knicks are vulnerable because they must press and trap. So Anderson drilling them.
Anthony getting the step on Grant, and he was hacked. Anthony will go to the foul line.
Yeah, he was hacked by Shaq.
Well, here's a strong indication when a player knows the number has been called for the play. Look at Shackelford on the left side of the screen and knows that he will not be involved.
He's counting the house.
Yes.
So Dawkins duping Jackson, and he scored this hoop inside. Marks catching up, but a belated attempt. So on the previous play, Anderson Anthony, the neophyte, getting penetration off the left side. He makes his first attempt.
Now Jeff Rulin replaces Charles Shackelford. Gerald Wilkins is back. Knicks go to a 3-guard alignment. Patrick Ewing sitting down. And the 76ers now lead 90-78. Light pressure here by the Knicks.
Steve Rulin was working at his alma mater, Iona, when he was called back.
Jeff Rulin making it back after a 6-year absence. Oh, Anderson is on fire. 15 for Anderson. And the 76ers lead at 92-78.
Yeah, uncanny shooting now by Anderson from the perimeter.
He's hit on 3 of 3 from the floor here in the fourth. Mason backing Rulin. Yes, and it counts, although Rulin felt that it should have been an offensive foul.
Yes, Jeff Rulin with the Cardinal sin, folks. Watch him give up the baseline. Now he's in good position with the spin move. He gives up the baseline and the foul, so Mason shooting 1.
Jeff Rulin bothered by stiffness in his lower back, also a sore right Achilles tendon, and that injury was suffered, believe it or not, last week in Boston.
Mason's nemesis is from the free throw line, only 63%.
In a game at the Boston Garden, according to Rulin, as the quarter ended, he was run into by a couple of ball boys as they were cutting off the balls. Jeff said they didn't do it on purpose.
Sounds like Jason Williams. Oh, come on. Knicks not boxing out. Charles just pounding and pounding the glass.
32 for Barkley. Sixers by 14. Vanderway for 3. And Grant with the hustle gets to it. 5'7" Grant. Barkley going behind the back and then kicks it out. There's Hawkins. And the Knicks call for a timeout. The crowd responding to the 76ers. Well, you're talking earlier about the lack of boxing out on the part of the Knicks. Here's an illustration.
Yeah, that was Stark's responsibility. So Barkley overwhelming him. And now on the defensive end, the smallest man on the court comes up with the carom. 5'7" Greg Grant. So the Knicks starting to unravel early in the fourth quarter.
Greg Grant, a one-time New York Knick. And he has become a crowd favorite here at the Spectrum.
Everyone a crowd favorite tonight.
Sixers lead at 96-80. That matches their biggest lead. Vanderway stop, and back come the Sixers. Grant from deep. Mason with the rebound. He's turned back. Barkley gets it to Anderson.
And the Knick volleys continues. That time had numbers, but a splendid play by the Sixers. Anderson with the sweet stuff.
Well, the third quarter belonged to Charles Barkley. Ron Anderson has taken over here in the fourth. Sixers on the run. Barkley. Yes, and it counts as Charles Barkley continues his assault. Barkley with 34 points. That's one shy of the season high.
Yeah, watch this devastation by Barkley. Again, ball in his right hand. No one trying to make him. That time the left-handed dribble, the savoir-faire of Barkley. So he will shoot one as well. This time the defensive play. That time by Grant with the good hands and Anderson with the stuff. So everything working for the Sixers tonight.
9 unanswered points by the 76ers, and they now extend to a 101-80 lead. 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Starks for 3. John Starks hitting from downtown. He has 12. And the 76ers lead 101-83. Patrick Ewing went to the bench. Pat Riley going with the 3-guard offense, and the 76ers have been able to take advantage, although it has not been a strong game for Ewing.
Yeah, Ewing lacking vital signs as well. So that time Hawkins, and what he has really improved, folks, is his ball handling ability. Now can create, that time drawing the foul.
Oakley returns, replacing Vandeweghe. Mentioned earlier that following the Knicks and the 76ers, we will switch to the Rangers and Calgary. The game will start in a couple of minutes, and you can watch it on MSG2. Rangers and the Calgary Flames on MSG2, and then we join in progress following Knick basketball. Grant off the hesitation. 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
It's been potent Sixers defense, impregnable inside. The Knicks misfiring from the perimeter.
76ers seeking their 3rd straight win. Good play by Anderson. It will be Nick Ball with 5 on the shot clock. The Sixers taking a home-and-home set from the Bullets for their 2 straight wins. They come in at 18-21. They're 3rd in the Atlantic, 6 games behind the Knicks, only a half game in front of the Nets and Miami.
Yeah, Barkley takes his seat. So a nice applause from the crowd. They love you when you're playing well, Marv.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Barkley tonight has 12 rebounds.
And Barkley with 35 points. And the announcement that with 12 rebounds. Here's Anthony for 3. Sixers leaded by 18. Starks with the steal. Puts the move on Grant. It counts and a foul.
Yeah, this Knick duo, Starks and Anthony, tenacious defensive players. Early on when the Knicks were successful, they were creating turnovers like this in the backcourt. Anthony stripping it, Starks coming up with it. So Starks held bent along the left side, so he will shoot one as well.
Knicks are now 16 for 24 from the free throw line. Oakley trying to draw the foul. Rulon lost it. And Grant called for the personal. It's been a very difficult night for Jeff Rulon.
Yeah, he's looked out of place like he just came back.
Which is the case.
Yeah, but that time a good D by Oakley impeding his way, so he lost his Starks again with the loop. Down the left side, he's shooting 2.
Jeff Rulon has said it's not like he's ancient, even though he's had the 6 years away from the NBA. Also was quoted as saying he's probably in better shape than when he was 27. If that's the case, doesn't say much for Jeff's shape at the age of 27. But the comeback of Rulon, which is remarkable, comes after the 2nd longest layoff in NBA history. Hall of Famer Bob Cousy came back to play 7 games as a player coach of the Cincinnati Royals back in 1970 after retiring from the Celtics 7 years earlier. Back in '63, Grant sits down and Dawkins returns. I can recall a Knick game against Bob Cousy and the Cincinnati Royals. That's the well-documented comeback to make it 18 straight wins. He went to the foul line in those final seconds to contribute to that victory.
Yeah, an inauspicious return by the Coos, as well as Rulon as he throws it into the first seats in the stand.
Coos did not look like he belonged on the floor at that time. Here's Starks. Yes, and it counts. And John Starks single-handedly is keeping the Knicks alive. 8 straight points by the Knicks.
A familiar scenario for the Knicks. They have to get behind before they become a cohesive unit. So now Starks penetrating and devastating. He will shoot one as well.
And John Starks with all 8 Knick points in this 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, but credit their defense for forcing those turnovers, and the Knicks agony continues from the line.
Starks has 18 points in all. Knicks are down 101-89, 5:40 remaining in the fourth. Armin Gilliam able to get to it. Hawkins.
Yeah. Hawk becoming a consummate player, that time off the left side.
19 for Hawkins. 103-89 Philadelphia. And let's see what the call is here. The outside official, Terry Durham.
Yeah, Anderson that time fouling Starks, who was curling along the baseline. So Starks driving from the free throw line.
However, Starks only 5 out of 8 from the line, 81% for the season. And the Knicks are down 103-90. In the third quarter, Charlotte leading the Chicago Bulls 87-83.
So the rejuvenation by the Knicks, especially on the defense, propelling them back into the game.
12-point 76er lead. 3-point attempt by Hawkins. 6 rebounds for Mason.
Sometimes with Ewing out of the lineup, the Knicks have more continuity.
Greg Anthony able to connect. That was just within 2-point range. So the Knicks are back within 10, and the Sixers take a timeout. He left the game, and the Sixers able to jump to a 21-point lead. However, led by the combination of Starks and Anthony, a 13-2 run, and the Knicks have cut it down to 10.
Yeah, Anthony only 16% from downtown, almost down there with this shot, but that was a 2-pointer, but a neophyte.
Sixers 103, and the Knicks 93 with 4:35 remaining in the fourth. Knicks have stayed with the 3-guard alignment. Shot clock at 3. Here's Gilliam.
Yeah, tough shot by Armand, posting Gerald that time.
20 points for Gilliam. He's 10 for 13 from the field. Patrick Ewing has had his ups and downs in fourth quarter situations. Nice move by Wilkins, and I wonder if this is a message. Pat Riley keeping Ewing on the bench as we come down the stretch.
Knicks undaunted because of a swarming defense, and a ubiquitous John Starks now have ignited them from the doldrums.
Sixers by 10. Barkley back on the floor. Illegal defense called for the first time against the Knicks, so Philadelphia will get the new 24.
Starks and Wilkins the culprit because Anderson was downtown as well as Hawkins, so you cannot be below the free throw line in the paint.
Patrick Ewing with only 14 points and not a presence off the boards. Just 4 rebounds against a very weak center tandem.
And that one foul indicative of his lack of tenacity inside, especially on the defense.
Here is Dawkins. The Knicks very much alive. Down by 10 and with the ball. Anthony changed his mind. Mason posting up. Rebounded by Barkley. And a loose ball foul called against the Knicks.
Yeah, Oakley was there as well as Mason. Mason, a good shot, 8 feet away. So Oakley with the foul. The Sixers have it in the backcourt.
That was number 5 on Oakley. Down to 3:15 remaining in the fourth.
It's been a game of ebb and flow. Now the flow going towards the Knicks. They have the momentum.
Anderson. Tremendous shooting fourth quarter for Ron Anderson. He has 19 points, and the 76ers lead it by 12. Anderson 5 out of 6 from the floor in the fourth. Anthony with a strong drive. Sixers lead it by 10.
You would think they would get up and smother Anderson, but the previous shot, you did not see a Knick around him.
Sixers lead 107-97. Leg block. So a new 24 seconds for the 76ers. Marv Albert, Walt Clyde Frazier from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Clyde for John Andrews. And our producer tonight, the electronic wizard, Howie Singer, our director, Bob Lewis, our statistician, Paul Evans.
That time the sleight of hand by Mason, a good concept, but he's charged with the foul. So the Sixers have it.
That's 4 on Mason.
Knick defense much improved, denying penetration, forcing the Sixers further on the perimeter as you see the men on the low post.
Correction, that number 5 on Mason, so 5 apiece on Oakley and Mason. And a holding foul called on Starks.
Starks furious with the foul because Barkley was impeding his way. He was trying to get through. So the Knicks over the limit. Hawkins to shoot 2.
Percy Hawkins, 4 out of 5 from the line.
Hawkins from the south side of Chicago. Many fine players coming from there now, Marv. I think they're overtaking New York as far as pro players in the NBA.
Ron Anderson also from the Windy City.
Yeah, Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Mark Aguirre, Terry Cummings, quite a few guys.
76ers lead the Knicks 109 to 97. We're coming up on 2 minutes remaining on the fourth. Starks with a strong move once again. So Starks, the high man for the Knicks with 22, and he has done it big in this fourth quarter. 13 of his 22 here in the fourth.
Because Ewing is not in. Now Starks, Oakley with the steal.
And Mason to the reverse. It is an 8-point, 76 lead, a minute and 52 to go in the fourth.
Knicks defense now hounding and pounding, pressing and trapping and zapping the Sixers.
They look to trap Anderson. Now Gilliam allowed to move it across. And Gilliam. Oh, Pat Riley upset about that. Always the most difficult call for the official. Oakley felt he had position. The call was he did not. He's fouled out. He was trying to draw the charge.
You make the call. Oakley was moving. A good call. It was not stationary. So Gilliam will shoot 2.
Yes, and looking at the replay, no question about the call. And Charles Oakley departs, only 4 points. 9 rebounds.
So Riley wants to talk it over. Charles always plays with wit, well, with grit, but not always with wit.
A minute 43 remaining in the fourth, and a timeout is taken. Check out the Toyota matchup, and this one all in favor of the 76ers, although Barkley did not only face Charles Oakley. Several Knicks had a crack at him, but Barkley with the enormous third quarter and has 35 points, 14 rebounds. The story here in the fourth quarter, well, the fact that Patrick Ewing has been on the bench for a good portion of the quarter, and Pat Riley has not made a move to reinsert him. Now, unless there's an injury, and we have not heard that that is the case, perhaps a subtle message from Pat Riley, because Patrick Ewing has not been consistent in the fourth quarter.
And another reason might be why with Ewing out, the middle is open. So John Starks has been the recipient of that. He's been driving inside, creating havoc.
Armin Gilliam with 21 points, and the Sixers now lead 110 to 101.
So Ewing removed from the game when it looked hopeless. I think they were up at least by 16. So miraculous comeback by the Knicks.
And it extended to 21. That's the biggest lead for the 76ers. Knicks able to get it down. Sparked by John Starks. And Greg Anthony. Anthony with an air ball.
You two are going to go up.
And they will jump it up.
Yeah, the Knicks guards getting penetration at least 8 feet away. That time Anthony missing it. A good effort by him to come up to tie up Gilliam was Starks. Gilliam 6'9", Starks 6'3", jumping now.
Minute 29 remaining in the fourth. John Starks had one stretch here in the fourth, scored 11 straight points. That cut the lead down to 10 with about 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, vintage Starks action.
Wilkins getting to it, but Terry Durham says it was a violation. Gerald moving too quickly.
Yeah, good idea by Gerald. He came up with it, but a violation. So the Sixers in the backcourt. Pat a little riled up.
Pat Riley disputing that call. Minute 15 remaining in the fourth. Dawkins had it poked away by Anthony. Sixers get back. Anthony goes right at it. And the Sixers now lead 111-103.
Yeah, to credit Mason for creating the opening for Anthony, because his hustling back, they had to respect him. So Anthony went in for the hoop.
That was called a kick ball. Sixers get a new 24. Knicks go to pressure. And Gilliam has an open man in Barkley.
Vanderway comatose on the play. So Barkley with the sweet stuff.
A season-high 37 for Charles Barkley, who's had a magnificent performance. A timeout taken by the Knicks with 1 minute remaining in the fourth.
Gas won't help at all. That's why I use Old Spice deodorant. Look, it doesn't just mask odor, it helps stop problems before they start by killing odor on contact. I mean, with this kind of odor protection, who needs to hide behind a mask?
Kill odor. Don't mask it.
The 76ers lead the Knicks 113-103. And the 76ers tonight have been led by that man, Charles Barkley, the Evian player of the game. 12 for 20 shooting, 37 points, a season high. Go along with 14 rebounds. Barkley taking over in the third quarter. He scored the first 10 points for the 76ers in the third. And Ron Anderson on fire in the fourth. And it's been a very strong game for the front line of the 76ers. John Starks tried to rally the Knicks. That's a loose ball foul on Wilkins. Starks at 1 point with 11 straight points. So Gerald Wilkins is fouled out, joining Charles Oakley in that department. 9 points for Wilkins, who did not shoot well. And here comes a man we have rarely seen. Kennard Winchester will check in.
A familiar scenario for the Knicks on the road recently. Very inept in their style of play, waiting until the last quarter to try to get it going. But again tonight, a belated attempt similar to the one in Milwaukee.
Johnny Dawkins at the line. And the 76ers lead 114-103. The Knicks will drop to 23 and 15 as they head to Oakland to face the Golden State Warriors on Friday in Game 2 of this 4-game road trip. Winchester shaking loose. Kennard Winchester connecting on his first field goal attempt. Sixers lead 115-105. Pressure by the Knicks. And Gilliam gets it ahead. It was deflected. Barkley on the recovery, feeding Hawkins. And the Sixers take a 117-105 lead. Hersey Hawkins has had a good one. 23 points for the Hawks. Winchester whipping a nice pass to Vanderway.
Yeah, the trio of Anderson, Hawkins, and Barkley have exploded tonight.
76ers lead it by 10. 20 seconds to go in the fourth. And a reaching foul on Vanderway. 76ers have a long home stretch ahead. 7 of their next 8 will be here at the Spectrum. They'll be home to Minnesota on Friday. Saturday home for the revitalized New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, playing well indeed. Talking like they want to keep Bill Fitch these days.
Here's Kenny Payne, who played briefly earlier. Coming on for Charles Barkley. 37 points, 14 rebounds for Barkley, who hears it from the crowd.
Yeah, Charles, a majestic warrior tonight.
76ers with a 119-107 lead. 10 seconds to go in the game. John Starks, one of the few bright spots for the Knicks. 24 points for Starks, and that's how it ends. The 76ers defeat the Knicks 119-109 to even up the season series at 1 apiece. So the New York Knicks have lost 4 out of 5 on the road, and they drop to 23-15. And for the moment, a half game behind the Boston Celtics.
Tom Tolbert takes a